when it's an issue like the anthem, and when you got your teammate down the hall, across the hall saying, "Oh, I'm not kneeling for shit because this is what it is," and then you up there like, "No, I'm kneeling because they killing people and we not seeing the results that we want to see." That's a whole different level. Like, yes, now granted, we already know, like, you know, we come from different places, and like on the team, we have millions of different. You might have been rich and you might be here. You might grow up dirt poor and you might be here. But in the locker room, you want it to feel like it's a place where everybody comes together and it's one in just this small space. Now we know it's not like that once we leave here, but when you in the locker room asking questions about this before the game, after the game, now you gotta go to practice with this person, or you gotta answer this question before practice and go practice with this person and then go back out on the field. That's a whole different level of separation that you usually don't see in a locker room, or that you don't think would take place in a locker room. We've all played sports. So you know when in a locker room, like it may be people that you don't like that are sitting right next to you, but you feel like in this one space, this one small space, it's okay, it's all good.
It
now,
gotta be unity.
Exactly. Now, once we leave here, whatever, but in this one small space is unity. When I gotta answer questions about the anthem or about kneeling, and like you making my white teammate talk about police killings and he not kneeling for that's a whole different level of, okay, and then I gotta go to war with you on the field, and this ain't basketball, like we talking about football. That's a whole different level of like camaraderie. We taking people's heads off, and then now I gotta go to war with you on the field, and we answer these questions before the game. So I felt LeBron when he was saying, man. It's not bullshit.
The same thing you told me last year when IT's sister died, and you like, yeah, his sister died, his death, it happened, but when he on the field, you don't care about all that. So get the fuck out of here with all this.
But listen,
all that happened before the game is you literally buying into fucking Trump's agenda, which is like, oh shit, this is splitting everybody up.
It's hard not to.
Splitting everybody up.
It's hard
we
not
ain't never
to.
been fucking together.
It's hard
we ain't
not
never
to.
fucking been
We've
together.
never been
Since the day
together.
of Jackie Robinson being called a nigger on a motherfucking baseball field, we ain't never fucking been together.
Listen,
get the fuck out of here.
Yes,
get the fuck out of here.
Yes, but
get the living fuck out of here.
One person
you literally buying into all that Trump doing. Literally, you're literally buying into the that he's trying to sell you.
One person's sister dying is completely different from we got to answer questions about goddamn racial injustice in the locker room before the game. Completely different than one person's sister dying. Completely different.
Come on, G.
Completely different.
That ain't got to do with you get between the lines.
Hold on, wait.
That ain't the reason why Tom Brady throwing interceptions
I'm not saying,
or motherfuckers fumbling the ball or J.R. Smith forgetting the motherfucking score. That ain't got shit to do with the motherfucking game. Everything you talk about that don't got nothing to do with the game. That's the point. That is the point.
No, it's not. That's not what I'm saying.
No. That's the point. Everything you talk about got nothing to do with the game. So why you let it affect the game?
Listen to me. I didn't say it did affect the game. I just said that when you in this locker room, a locker room is supposed to be a place in which you have unity. You know how much, like when you have chaos in the locker room, how do you go out there and play good? It trickles down. If people, for instance, the Wizards, when Gilbert Arenas pulling fucking guns out on people in the locker room,
pulling guns out and answering the motherfucking
in the locker room, is it not? Is it not divided locker room? It's not saying that divided locker room.
Whoa. Pulling guns out in the locker room and threatening to murder your team and answering questions about kneeling on the side of the line. On the sideline, get the fuck out of here.
It's something that is dividing the locker room.
They not synonymous. They not synonymous. You out of your goddamn mind. You equating Gilbert Arenas' ignorant ass pulling guns out and trying to murder Javaris Quinton with Colin Kaepernick kneeling on the sideline. Get the fuck out of here. This is exactly what the Trump is trying to do.
Yes, it's working.
No, you buying into the narrative. No, you're buying into the narrative. You're buying into the narrative.
Said, yo,
no,
which is why LeBron said, I think sports is something that brings us all together, and you're doing something that divides the locker room. Even still, hold on, even when you go to the arena, if you a black man and you walk into the arena, not an anthem playing, now you got to make a conscious decision.
No, the you don't.
You do.
Get the out of here.
You do.
When I start seeing black dudes kneel in the stands in between the goddamn aisles, then I start believing that. But until I see a grown ass man with his family being like, "Oh, the anthem on, let me take this kneel to protest," then I start believing that. I ain't seen no at no sporting event I done been at on the motherfucking crowd being like, man,
I haven't seen nobody. I've seen people sit down. I've definitely seen African Americans not stand for the anthem
when I go to sports games. I ain't never done that. I'm not gonna start kneeling down.
I've definitely seen African Americans not stand for the anthem since the Kaepernick situation. I've definitely seen African Americans.
You know for a fact that's because of Colin Kaepernick.
I mean, what other reason?
Man, stop that shit.
What other reason?
You buying into that narrative
because it works. It works, which is why LeBron.
It works because you're buying into it.
Which is why LeBron literally said, I think you're trying to divide sports, and which is one thing that we're supposed to all have unity in. Even if now, look, we know the person you buy a ticket to the game, right? The person next to you may be racist at. But in this one space, we all come together to root for this one team.
I would agree with you if we didn't have to deal with all of the racist stories that we've heard about white players doing racist stuff when they haven't been playing football, i.e. Riley Cooper at a concert. I will beat every last one of you in here.
Does that not divide the locker room?
This been happening though, but the shit is
these things divide the locker room, do they not?
The point is, no, that's not the point. The point is, this shit has been happening.
You're missing the point. My point is saying it divides the locker room. Riley Cooper,
because you're buying into that narrative.
Riley Cooper, Riley Cooper walking in a country concert, getting caught on tape saying, "I'll fight all you in here." Now he gotta go.
Not niggas. Hard ER.
You gotta go back in the locker room. Now you gotta go back in the locker room with a team full of black people.
How hard?
Your quarterback black also.
Right.
Who gotta throw you the ball? Now you gotta go back in the locker. That divides the locker room. Why? Because hold on, wait. You might have some white team that they be like, nah, you know what? It's all good. Now the black. What you mean it's all good? I gotta go on the field and play with you. That these things divide the locker room. The locker room is such a tender place. Literally, this is the one place in which you think, you know what, we're gonna put all our differences aside and we're gonna come together.
Grown man, that's really what it sounds like. All y'all being emotional, you should not be letting someone who don't play sports or do none of that control the locker room and the narrative that's going on in your fucking locker room. That's within you guys and your group to fucking resolve that within yourself, which is the same. Steve Kerr said we are making conscious decisions to do things off of the field and not bring spotlight to this story and feed into this. That's why guys are out here in the community actually doing work and not sitting here trying to go tit for tat with the president. When you go tit for tat with the president, you buying into his narrative, which only makes more people want to tune into it. Why do you think he goes at LeBron James on Twitter? Because he knows if he does, everybody will be like, oh shit. Let's talk about it. The reason why we're talking about it right now, we're all buying into the narrative that he's selling. When you want to stop Trump from doing it, stop buying into the narrative. Stop having these fucking conversations on Hoops and Brews. But as long as we continue to do it, we're buying into the narrative that he had. And what y'all doing in the locker room shouldn't have to do with what he's doing in the White House or Mar-a-Lago or wherever the fuck he be at all the time, not doing nothing.
It's not really true.
It is. He hijacked the narrative of a whole goddamn protest and turned it into something else, and we feed into it every single goddamn chance we get to because it's good for ratings. Which is the reason why we're talking about it right now.
You see things. No, look.
Am I wrong?
Listen, you see things much smaller than this divide a locker room. You've seen women divide locker rooms.
Who? LeBron mama?
No, Whitney Houston. I mean, not Whitney Houston.
Khloe Kardashian. Wait, no.
Tony Braxton. Tony Braxton with the Dallas. Now look, we don't know 1,000% if the situation was true, but allegedly Jason Kidd and Jim Jackson did not like each other because of Tony Braxton, a singer.
Have you seen that beef?
That's our thing. Now, granted, we don't necessarily know if it's true or whatever, but still, we've seen things much smaller than this divide a locker room. The locker room is supposed to be a place in which unity happens, and sometimes outside things, outward sources divide a locker room.
I think this scenario is very specific to the culture of the NFL, right?
Yeah, I agree.
The players in the NBA have always been accepted, and I think. Let me rewind. The perception of the NBA is this is a black league. The perception of the NFL is it's a white league.
It's a black league though.
But I'm just saying it's a white league with black players.
Interesting.
Right? And so I think as black athletes that are involved in the NBA, as black coaches, everybody, they feel like they have a voice they can speak their mind, they're supported in the community, they can do these things. In the NFL, because of the owners, because of whatever, they don't feel like they have the voice. That's why I feel like a lot of them do protest, whether it's the fist, it's a knee, it's whether any of these scenarios, because this is what they feel like is their only platform to do it. NBA players, NBA athletes I feel like they have more exposure. They have no helmets on, they have a jersey on the back of the name, that kind of thing.
I was just about to say the helmet.
Right? So that allows them to have more visibility so they can speak their voice, right? Like you don't see, I'm sure there are numerous NFL athletes that are doing just as much great things in the community as LeBron, but they don't get the platform, they don't get to sit down, they don't get the conversation with Don Lemon to show these things and to get in the conflict. And I think that's part of the issue is NFL athletes don't have the same voice because of owners, because of league rules, right? So I think that's the main issue.
Yeah, but I also think that boils down to you gotta make the decision. Are you all about your commerce, or are you about the people? And that's really what it boils down to. We just see a lot of these NFL players are like, hey, I gotta get my money, and I'm not mad at that.
They also don't get paid as much.
But that's not the point, though. But that's not the point, though. If you standing on your own principles, none of them black players should really want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. No. It's been essentially that Jerry Jones has basically done everything but call them the N word. And say, y'all work for me. You gonna shut your ass up and stand in line or you go. Toe the line. So if they really gave a then they wouldn't be playing. But you got to make money. So it's one of them things where commerce versus actuality. And usually, because we live in a capitalist society, we choose commerce over the actual issues that are facing us. Because that's literally all they're doing. The only difference the NBA players are they have guaranteed contracts and enough power because they've negotiated in a CBA and a collective bargaining agreement to do that. If LeBron was LeBron on the Cowboys, you think LeBron would be doing all this shit? Hell no. Jerry Jones would have whipped his ass into submission to not say shit. But all of them dudes ain't got guaranteed contract. When you guaranteed fucking $150 million for 4 years, I'm gonna say what the fuck I want to say. I'm gonna say what I want to say. I'm LeBron. Magic Johnson still gonna cut the check as long as my black ass is out there on the court playing. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Just the way they market players is different. Like NFL, they feel we can insert anybody and people gonna come to the games because it's about the Cowboys. In the league, it's about the players. The NFL always markets the team and the name on the front of the jersey. NBA is about the name on the back of the jersey.
100%.
LeBron lead the Cavs. A lot of people not watching Cavs games no more.
True story.
Whoever the lead the Cowboys, don't matter. We still watching Cowboys. So again, like you said, like NBA players just have more power, and they also have more money to have more power.
And I think that's
Todd Gurley getting like Trevor Ariza money, G.
Less. I think
the best running back in the league.
Todd Gurley getting Trevor
Who's my guy? Who's my guy from the Portland Trail Blazers that signed a $75 million contract? Alec
Crabbe.
Alec Crabbe. He makes more money than probably the best running back in football. Jeez. And he's probably not going to be in the league in 4 years.
I mean, hey, but when you can't go to the NBA, what do you do?
Right.
Play football.
Right. So
that's also the other thing. The NBA has a different little class of athletes. The NBA, no, am I wrong? The NBA very clearly has the best athletes in the world. Unless you want to argue soccer or football, as people call it, which I'm not going to disagree with you on because you spend it all day long running up and down the field. That's way bigger than the NBA court kicking the football. But they the best. They easily are the highest class athletes in the world.
Size, agility,
speed, charisma, athletics. Skill, all of it. It takes every single thing to be able to do that at the highest level, but also the God-given ability of height, which when you're an NFL player, maybe most NFL running backs, 5'10" under, 5'11", 6'1" under. So that's what short that's athletic do, right? Because you ain't good at it. But if T.O. was good enough to make it to the NBA when he was hooping in college, he would have went to the NBA. But you're not good enough, so you go.
And you're kind of short.
I mean, and you're kind of short, and you don't have that God-given athletic talent ability, so you go to the NFL and you catch football. So it's one of the things where it's like, we'll see. But also, I think part of it is that there is only one source for it. If you want to get involved with basketball, there's so many avenues you can take nowadays to be able to make a living. You can go to Europe, you can go to China, you can go to Japan, literally. The NFL is an American sport that exists within the confines of America. Don't nobody give a about the NFL outside of America, except for in England, and they don't really care. And you can tell because they do the one in Canada, which come on, you got Johnny Manziel as your star. We already know what your come on.
Threw 4 picks.
Exactly. We know what the product is. We know what the product is about.
That's rough.
He threw 4 picks
and a half.
It's a wrap.
That's rough.
It's a wrap.
In Canada,
it's a wrap, G. It's a wrap.
Send him straight to God.
I mean, he hadn't played in like.
I mean, I don't give. You know what they saying when he go into the locker room? Damn, Johnny threw 4 picks. You know what's dividing the team? That should be worried about what the Trump is saying. That's the shit that should be dividing the locker room. Them 4 picks, not what Donald Trump is tweeting at 12:37 at night about LeBron James. But it's the narrative.